This insecurity that all of us are suffering and crying to, including in Edo State. Moses, under whose watch did it escalate? Under whose watch? Please, can you tell me? Was Buhari not in office when he was pampering his Fulani herdsmen? It was not in 2016. That Buhari brought our national budget and included 940 million in our national budget to fund the Fulani herdsmen's activities. And when we say, when did all this one start? We all criticize it. He said it is to stop Fulani farmers clashes. Because that's how he put it. He didn't see it as terrorism. We said, okay, if that will end it, no problem. Moses, with all the years Buhari stayed in office, did you see one ranch that he built for Fulanis anywhere? Rather, that year, at the end of that year, we started seeing Fulanis carrying guns all over the place. And we asked him, come, these Fulanis, where did they get money to buy AK-47? Did it not happen under Buhari?
All right, Barrister.
Did he stop it?
We've exceeded the 1 minute.
No, did he stop it? You can see Nigerians. We forgot where the problem started, and we are. Can you just imagine? On what basis will anybody praise Buhari after what he did to us? On what basis?
Chai, my people, wonder they say shall never end. Nigerians are still reacting over the death of Buhari. Like, I saw some videos where Northerners are jubilating and celebrating because of Buhari's death. Like, what is going on? I thought they said that Buhari was massively loved by the Northerners. Like, why are they celebrating and jubilating over his death? Like, what is going on? This is really, really surprising, right? Let me allow you guys to take a listen and hear what Sowore said about Buhari, as well as other Nigerians, what they are saying about Buhari, especially after his death. Take a listen.
Flags are flying at half-mast across the country, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared a 7-day mourning period as a mark of respect on the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari. What's your reaction to his passing, and how would you remember his legacy as president in those 8 years, and also as a former military president?
I have nothing to say to anyone other than to say that it's very sad that we are even having a conversation about mourning a person who left this country broken, did everything he could, everything Buhari touched, he destroyed. He destroyed human rights, he destroyed the economy, he destroyed the dignity of person, he destroyed the social cohesion of the nation known as Nigeria. And I'm not one of the persons who was out there pretending that I miss him. I don't miss him. I was also one of his personal victims, and this is a time to really commiserate and show empathy to his victims from when he was a soldier, someone who participated in killing of people in the Southeast for 30 months during what is now known as the Nigerian Civil War. When he was a military head of state, he violated human rights. He extrajudicially killed some young people who they accused of carrying drugs. When he came back the second time, you know his story. Yes, killings of Shiites, killings of people in southern Kaduna, the killings of NSAS protesters in Lagos, killings for the second time of southeastern young people who were branded as IPOB, the destruction of the Nigerian economy, the destruction of the healthcare system, to the point that he himself had to die in a clinic in London because they didn't care about building anything here in Nigeria, which is the country they govern. So it's been a terrible legacy, and I'm not one of the people who want to be politically correct, because I see a lot of politicians falling over themselves trying to pen tributes to Buhari as if Buhari was the best thing to happen to Nigeria since the invention of peanut butter. He wasn't, and that's the truth. And I've also seen some of his victims, poor kids in Kano jubilating on the street. I've seen people with bullhorn announcing his death quite derisively. So it's, for me, on a personal level, Buhari was responsible for the death of my younger brother. Buhari violated my rights. Buhari is responsible for why my mom had stroke since 5 years ago. So I said those on the personal level. But this is not personal vendetta. This is about a very honest assessment of a guy who came, who ruined, and now has departed the world.
Well, you did mention that he was responsible for some of the impacts, I would say negative impacts on your family and other things as well. But while we want you to touch on that, because we don't know how that happened, and although you said it's not personal vendetta, some would also argue that he was just a president. And some of the things that Nigerians went through, take for instance, NSAS and the likes, didn't directly fall on his table. NSAS, we know, was pan-Nigeria, but it was mostly heavy in Lagos. And there was a governor. The governor also did take a report to President Muhammadu Buhari in a picture book to show to him. So many would say we should cut him some slack because he wasn't really in charge of what could have taken place in the state. So how is it that we may blame him for many things that did go wrong?
Well, you can say whatever you want to say about whomever said that, but we are just here not to brainwash people. We're here to tell you the truth about what is historically true about his tenure. He's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The armed forces, particularly the Nigerian army, cannot operate without, on such a scale, cannot operate without a direct order from the president. You can't be deployed. They're not, the state governor, where I'm not exonerated because I know all of them were involved. The state governor of Sowore was involved. The current president, Tinubu, was involved in what happened to the NSAS people because they were the ones who prepared the ground for the killing. They were removing cameras. They were the ones who had threatened that something bad would happen. They even notified some of the NSAS protesters, celebrities, that they're going to kill people. But the person who gave the order was Buhari. And Buhari did say it before, after NSAS, that somebody told him that if nothing is done about the NSAS protesters, they might enter his living room in Aso Rock one day. So he was very aware. But, Nigerians, we love to give excuses for bad behavior, and this is part of our nature. I'm not saying about every Nigerian, but some Nigerians. But I have stated these facts that are true, and I have no reason to believe that something otherwise happened. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and to now claim that he didn't know what happened is to be helping them, is to be helping them play the ostrich.
Now, Mr. Sowore, we have quite a lot to unpack today, so I'm just going to put out this final question on the passing of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. In a video that is currently circulating in a quite sobering tone, the late president did do some personal reflections, and he did say that in the course of discharging his duties as president of Nigeria, he might have wronged people, carried out some injustices, and he's human and is asking for forgiveness. Would you be willing to forgive him for personal wrongs and wrongdoings to yourself, an injury to your family, knowing that he has passed? On someday, we will all have to answer to our makers.
Well, there's no point gaslighting anybody by saying, "Oh, would you be willing to forgive somebody who did evil?" I'm not questioning Buhari's attack on my family alone. I'm talking about his killing of Shiites. About 1,000 of them that he killed, and El-Rufai helped him buried. It was between him, Buratai, and El-Rufai. It killed over 1,000 Shiites overnight. Men, women, and children. You have to ask how those people feel to be cut short in life because somebody felt offended or somebody was religious bigot or sectional leader. You want to ask how people feel at NSAS to be waving the Nigerian flag during a peaceful protest and for soldiers to just come and mow people down. And then beyond that, just deny. When you want to ask for atonement of sin, even in religious circles, the first thing you do is to confess. He just came and said, well, forgive me because I'm human. That's not how you to ask for forgiveness. You have to be specific. What did you do wrong? Who did you kill? Who are you asking for forgiveness from? And then it's the prerogative of the person that you're asking for forgiveness from to forgive you. So we have not asked the victims whether they are forgiving him. That's why today should be dedicated to the victims of Buhari's ruinous legacy, his legacy of tyranny and destruction of the Nigerian country. So it is not up to us to sit here and say, oh, he made a 30-second video. And the destruction he did was over 8 years. So it cannot be rectified by 30 seconds video. A half-hearted apology. I don't even know why people say he never apologized. He just maybe he had seen his medical records by then that he was on his way to Golgotha and he just wanted to mock people. That's that I say as mockery.
All right. I mean, there's just to move on to our next conversation, which is key. Let's look at the protest that has been slated to hold this month of July. But before then, let's also inform you that there is a footage that's circulating online showing the late president's daughter having visited the medical center where he passed and also came out crying. It's an amateur footage there showing the late president's family, daughter, presumably we do hear, and also shows when she did come out and also shedding tears due to the death of her late father. Very, very sad there. But
hey, former Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari died today in London. Our sincere condolences to his family, his wife, his children. The man was 82. May you so rest in peace. Okweko means it is the kind of death that family members will come together and celebrate. Yes, because he was in his 80s. Now, I know a lot of people will be offended that we will also talk about the big elephant in the room, the fact that a former Nigerian president died in a hospital in London. But we have to talk about this. We are not trying to offend anyone. We are respecting the dead. But while we are respecting the dead, we also need to respect those that are living. Because even though Baba Buhari is gone, we still have millions of people that are in desperate need of better health care in Nigeria. So we are respecting the dead, we are also respecting the living. And that's why we started out sympathizing with everybody that is affected. However, we cannot ignore the big elephant in the room. Why London? Why should a whole president that was in office for 8 years, and that is different from when he was head of state in the 80s, why should he die in London? Right now, another former Nigerian president is also in London fighting for his life. Former head of state, Abdusalam Abubakar. He's 83. Should it be like that? Shoye Koribe. I mean, Mandela died in his own country, South Africa. What is our own problem? Do we not have shame? In fact, Buhari has been in London receiving treatment since April, according to Premium Times. May, June, July. 3 months. He spent the last 3 months of his life in a hospital in another man's country when he's supposed to be surrounded by loved ones. How can someone in 8 years refuse to build or equip at least one hospital and make it good enough for him to be treated? By the way, when he was leaving Nigeria, he never knew this would be his last time of leaving Nigeria, because according to Premium Times, so he actually went for checkup when his condition got worse.
And that's how he ended up not coming back home. Remember, that is what he did throughout his tenure. He was always going to London for checkup and all kinds of treatment. We shouted, so build a good hospital in your own country. By the way, we have a hospital just for presidents and their family members inside Aso Rock Villa Gongo. Forget about all the billions that they claim to have spent on that presidential clinic. Buhari himself in 2021 approved another 21 billion naira for this same presidential clinic. This is 2025. Why didn't he go there for treatment? Only God knows how much money has been siphoned in the name of that Aso Rock clinic. Yet, when they unveiled the thing 2 years ago, it was not special. I mean, it's not like, well, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. But for the kind of money that they said that they spent, it's like we like to celebrate mediocrity. Anyways, Buhari don't do his own. Alaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you are the one in power today. Alaji, we know you have had Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kọjá ojú náà síra. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́pẹ́ kìí ṣe pé kẹ́pẹ́ lórí oyè ṣùgbọ́n pé kẹ́pẹ́ láyé. I'm just child. Sorry guys, I made some banana bread today in honor of Baba Buhari. You know, like I said, you know, so maybe I ate too much. I'm sorry. As I was saying, Alaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, hey, you are the one in power today. Jagaban. This is the same thing that we've been saying for decades. What will it take for you to listen? Because you are already following the same path of going abroad for treatment. Come and check up. You are back in London, you are back in France, France. Alaji, when will you work on our health system in Nigeria? When will you work on our health infrastructure? And if you will not do it for us, because maybe you guys think we are trying to inconvenience you, do it for yourself. And you're not saying that, but how old is Alaji now? Actual age. What do you mean 73 people? How old is his daughter? Because before they deleted her age on Wikipedia, 1962, no, cause see, we have receipts. Some of us, we saved it. Emma Binu. Then 1962, no, they wrote 1962, which means that his daughter will be 63 this year. No, be so. Are you now telling me that Tinubu is only 10 years older than his daughter? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Especially because before they edited Alaji's age as well on Wikipedia, 1942, no, they wrote 1942, which means Alaji should be 83 this year. Oh, they may be watching. Okay. I take back everything I said. Alaji is 73. 73 is Alaji. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, guys. Alaji is 73. 73 is Alaji. But 73 is also not young. If you will not build a good hospital for us, common people, do it for yourself. At the age of 73. Do it for former President Obasanjo. The man is 88 now and he's going strong. We don't want Obasanjo dying abroad. In case you are watching, Grandpa, I'm just saying he deserves to get good treatment in his own country at this age, you know. Do it for Babangida if you will not do it for us. Babangida is 83 now, no be so. His health is not doing well. In fact, if you won't do it for us, do it for Atiku. Benny, do it for Atiku. He will be 79 this year and he wants to be president. So that if he becomes president, he would definitely be in his 80s. We can't afford an 80-year-old man running to London, running to Germany, running to France for treatment. If you won't do it for us, do it for Atiku. You know what? I have a better idea. If you will not do it for the rest of us, please do it for Wike. Benny, do it for Wike. Alaji, do it for Wike. The man was almost in a plane crash recently. Abegbo. He was shouting, was hey, pleading the blood of Jesus. We did not know Wike works with Jesus. Wike and Jesus, they are like this. That was the day we knew that Wike walks with Jesus. He was praying. Imagine if that plane had crashed. Would we now be carrying him to London? Because every minute would count. Alaji Edakun, do it for Wike. You seem to like the guy. When we tell you people to do the right thing for your citizens, you act as if you are doing us a favor. And then you refuse. Private jet, private jet, France. You will be entering private jet. acting as if you are doing us. You are doing yourself. And Seranyene, do it for Wike. Anyways, you know. Anyway, Baba Buhari don't go be that too. Believe it or not. Right now, everybody is talking about what he did and what he did not do. People are talking about NSAS. They are talking about how Boko Haram became emboldened. They are talking about armed Fulani herdsmen, how they became emboldened during his time. They are talking about bandits during his time. People are still talking about how herdsmen will be grazing their cows on the runway when Buhari was president. I'm just saying, it is whatever you do that people will remember. I'm not saying he didn't do good things, so I'm just telling you what, you know me, I can never say anything bad about anybody. So I'm just giving you feedback, what people have been saying. And I know that some of you have laughed while watching this video, but can we take something out of what has happened? This life is nothing, it's not that serious. All this wealth that people amass for themselves, when they are gone, they are gone. They leave every single dime behind. It is only their legacy that remains. So I'm hoping that some of you that are watching today, that are in positions of authority, maybe you are a teacher, maybe you are a doctor, you are a nurse. Some of our nurses can be very mean. Some of them are very nasty. Some of you are not nice. I'm sorry. Many of you are nice, but some of you, you act as if you are God. You look at patients as if, hey, my people, once we die, that is the end of it. What will people say about you when you die? So many of you that are in position of authority, maybe you are a secretary to somebody powerful, maybe you have companies, maybe you have customers, you have clients. How are you treating your clients? Maybe you are a father, maybe you are a mother. What will your children say about you? Or you are a grandparent, what would they say about you? Maybe you are a daughter, you are a son to somebody. That is no respecter of anybody. It is never how long we live, but how well we live. Please, while you are yabbing Buhari with one hand or maybe two hands as you are typing, think about yourself as well. What will people say about you?
In the last, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes, I've received a number of DMs, yeah? And I've received these DMs because of the story I put on my Instagram page. And one of them read, be kind. Another one was talking about Buhari's achievement. You know, he has achieved so much. He lived to a long old age of 82, 83 or something like that. I said, okay, fair enough. But that's why my post said inevitability. It's inevitable. We're all going to die. I know I'm going to die. Either I die by natural causes, or I die by an accident, or I die by something else. It is inevitable. Nothing to really look too deep into that. It's life, right? But the one I want to actually harp on is the achievement. Buhari achieved what? Please. He achieved what? He achieved what? And with what? With our resources? With our money? What did he achieve? Or you don't realize that he lived long because of our resources? Do you know how many people are dying in Nigeria? Do you know how many people are starving in Nigeria because they don't have national cake to steal from? They don't have national cake to go get quality treatment abroad. Please tell me, what did Buhari achieve? And yeah, with all of that stuff, all of the stuff that they've stolen, that they keep stealing, they are less likely to be attacked by police or armed robbers on the road when they are riding around with heavy security. Please tell me what Buhari has achieved, apart from destroying lives and killing Nigerians. I don't need to prove my empathy to anybody, all right? But I do believe that history will always be the real long life. Because when you are a leader and you are not just, you are not fair, you don't lead in service of the people will make a drink and toast to your demise. But when you lead with justice, fairness, When you put your people first and their interests first, the people will cry and mourn. The people will wail. They will remember you forever. And that is what that post meant. Like I said, I don't really need to prove empathy. But today, when I woke up and saw that news, it was like another justice, right? Because no matter what all our politicians do, I hope today is a stark, not a stark, that's the wrong term. I hope today is sort of like an insight into how they will be remembered. And guess what? I hate to kind of break it to you. They may not give a damn, because right now all they want to do is just enjoy this life and accumulate for their children. And their children's children and their children. I can say and their children's children till tomorrow. So yeah, say what you will. Anybody that knows me well knows that I say what's on my mind and I keep it moving. So next on the list, T-Pain, Alpha.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys had everything Nigerians are saying concerning Buhari. Like, it is good to be good, honestly. This is a lesson to this our so-called leaders and the politicians in Nigeria. We all are not going to live forever. We all are going to die one day. But what is people going to remember you for? Finally, they have announced that Buhari is dead. But I believe that Nigerians cannot be deceived. We know the truth, right? I hope that these so-called leaders, they are learning in order to know how they're going to be treating Nigerians. So all these things they are doing, if they have headache, they run to abroad to go and treat themselves. Why they have the capacity to build the best hospital in Nigeria, but they refuse because they know that Nigerians are going to benefit from it. What kind of wickedness is this? And now people are forcing us to come and be mourning Buhari. Like how? Anyway, my people say make I bring this update to you guys so that you can see what Nigerians are saying concerning Buhari, especially after his death. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section, especially what are you going to remember Buhari for? Leave your thoughts in the comment section and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamra Senior Steve.